Ms. Marvel Episode 3 is out, and it doesn't fail to keep the story at a steady rate. Episode 3 reveals Kamala Khan's new origin and subtle Easter eggs that connect her to the wider narrative of MCU's Phase 4. Let's break down this episode for all the MCU Easter eggs and clues you might have missed. The episode begins with a flashback to 1942 in the middle of the Indian Partition, revealing the origin of Ms. Marvel's bangle. Najma finds the bangle on the severed arm of someone with blue skin. In previous MCU projects, we know that blue skin is linked to the race of Kree. So, this is a great nod to how Kamala's journey will eventually cross paths with Captain Marvel. When the British try to collapse the ancient temple on Kamala's great-grandmother Aisha and her friends, you can notice that they are standing on the 10 rings. We learned about this powerful organization led by Wenwu in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings. Ever since the first episode of Ms. Marvel, we've been hearing about Kamala's great-grandmother, specifically her connection with the bangle and powers. In this episode, we learn that she is one of the exiles from another dimension 100 years ago and somehow connects to the race of Kree. While talking to Kamala, Cameron's mom, Najma says,
"Maybe one day something will do the same for him."
Which interestingly refers to Cameron's backstory in the comics. In the comics, Cameron has powers discovered after being exposed to Terrigen Mist, similar to Kamala. As Najma explains to Kamala, they are from the Nord Dimension and are known as clandestine. Even though the Nord Dimension does not exist in the comics, clandestine does. In the Marvel Comics lore, clandestine is a group of children whose parents are Adam of Destin and Elilith, who are jinns. When Najma lists all of the names the clandestines have been called, she mentions unseen.
Ajnabi, Majnun, Unseen, the list goes on.
Which is a nod to What If and the Watcher. In the comics, the Unseen is a group of people who can avoid the Watcher's oversight. As Najma mentions, they are jinns, who are a race of people said to be the spawn of Lilith. In real life, jinns also have origins in Islam and are considered angels. The word comes from the Arabic word jinn, and it means demons or spirits. When Kamala asks Bruno if he knows anything about interdimensional travel, Bruno references a paper by Dr. Eric Selvig.
That's N-O-O.
Actually, no, that reminds me of a paper I read. I think it's by Dr. Eric Selvig.
Perfect. You reread that.
Of course, Eric Selvig made his first MCU appearance in Thor, and later in the first Avengers movie, Captain America. This is more than just an Easter egg because there's a sense in which Eric Selvig is the MCU's true multiverse expert. Bruno mentions that Dr. Selvig has suggested it is indeed possible to travel between the dimensions, but you would need the base energy of the sun. Amusingly, Ms. Marvel is releasing shortly after Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which introduced America Chavez, a major player who can punch holes in space-time jumping between the dimensions. It seems Ms. Marvel Episode 3 reveals just how powerful America Chavez really is. The scene where Amir comes downstairs and says that they were only supposed to hide one pair of his shoes, gives the nod to the Pakistani wedding tradition called Juda Kori, where the bride's family hides the groom's shoes. I hope you noticed a young boy coming down the stairs with all his shoes before Amir walked in. You can spot a poster for Nikola Tesla hanging in Bruno's room. Nikola was an inventor and engineer who notably discovered and later patented the rotating magnetic field, which is the basis of the majority of alternating current machinery. Did you notice? Taisha's youngest relative, who was performing a dance at the wedding, is wearing the Hulk costume that Kamala's parents designed for her in Episode 1. When Najma grabs Kamala's bangle, the two of them see another vision, this time of a train. You will notice the train is heading towards them with Karachi written on the front. In Episode 2, we found out about the Khan family and their connection to Karachi and how Muneeba's family moved to Karachi after the partition. With that, Ms. Marvel Episode 3 ends, giving us enough new details to spark curiosity. Let's meet again with the breakdown of Episode 4.
Hi, Nani.
Hello, Kamala.
Can I call you later?
You need to come to Karachi.
What?